I don't,
She's in the light.
Vernon wanted to see you.
In the light.
Oh.
Grandma's hands clapped in church on Sunday morning. Grandma's hands played the tambourine so well. Grandma's hands used to issue out of one, and she'd say, "Bobby, don't you run so fast. Might fall on a piece of glass. There might be snakes in that grass." Grandma's hands. Grandma's hands soothe the local mud. Grandma's hands used to ache sometimes and swell. Grandma's hands used to lift her face and tell. She'd say, "Baby, Grandma understands that you really love that man. Put yourself in Jesus' hands." Yeah, Grandma could call up Jesus anytime of day or night. When she put her loving arms around you, you know everything was alright. Used to hand me a piece of candy. Grandma's hands picked me up each time I fell. Grandma's hands, they really came in handy. Lucy, don't you wake that boy. What you wanna spank him for? He can drop that alcohol. I don't have Grandma anymore. When I get to heaven, I'll look for Grandma's hands. Oh, Grandma could call up Jesus anytime of the day or night. And when she put her loving arms around you, you know everything was alright. Grandma's hands clapped in church on a Sunday morning. Grandma's hands played the tambourine so well. Grandma's hands used to issue out of one, and she'd say, "Bobby, don't run so fast. Might fall on a piece of glass. Might be snakes in that grass." Get to heaven, I'll be looking for Grandma's hands.
That's an amazing way to start. So for those of you guys that don't know, if you're new here or haven't had the pleasure of being here when Bob Fahey plays, Bob is Kahu Bob to us. He does some of our talks, and today he is here as we give our band, the Impromptus, a much needed break. So just want to welcome Bob with his amazing music and thank him for filling in for us today and for coming in from Hill City on such a blustery day. That was really,
I could make the Jamaican bobsled team now.
yeah, I'm sure. In his a little Honda, right? Got the lowrider going down the hills. So thank you, Bob, and I want to thank Kaya as well for venturing out this morning and sharing that amazing sound bath with us and the meditation for kindness. Again, if anybody would like a copy of that to take home, please be sure to grab one before you leave. And as she said, the more we all come together and pray, the more we elevate the energy, the intention, the peace, the beauty, and everything of the planet. So, whew, I was really feeling that this morning. All right, well, I want to welcome everybody. New faces, welcome. People who come often, welcome. Venturing out today, it's so great to see everybody. And I just want to thank you for joining us. I'm going to ask Norma to please come up and set the intention, since I gave her about 30 seconds. Thanks.
Wait. Oh, there you go, we got it. Okay, let's see. My intention today is that we're blessed with the heavenly moisture that we received at snow. Some love it, some don't, but at least it helps put out the fires that we've had in Custer and other places in South Dakota. So, thank you.
Thank you. And we received that.
Well,
We always have a challenge with the lighters.
Yeah, we need to do something different.
We always say we're gonna do something different, but we haven't figured out what that something is. Blowtorch, maybe, yeah.
this is.
That's all right, it tips a little bit.
It tips, okay.
Mhm. Yeah. We're good. All right, thank you, Norma.
Oh.
Really too.
It really tips.
Oh. Let's do this.
Isn't there like a spike down there?
There is. There you are.
I think there's something on the bottom.
There is the little, I think it's off the little spike thing. We'll get it later. It'll be fine. All right. It's time to count our blessings.
Oh.
For those of you that are new, counting our blessings is just an opportunity for, we play a little song and then you can just say whatever.
This isn't the usual song.
It's all right. Bob has a great song for this, but
Unusual.
everybody, we all have blessings to share, so don't be shy.
Gotta count my blessings, count them one by one. Gonna count my blessings before the day is done. Count my blessings, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Count my blessings while we're still alive. Count your blessings, count one by one. Gotta count your blessings before the day is done.
Warren,
Super grateful for my chauffeur that got me here safe and sound and gave me a couple more minutes to go over my talk.
May I just add something to that? I said, as she walked in, I said, Ruth, you made it. She goes, yeah, I was driving.
Credit she deserves.
yes, good job, Ruth, good job. All right, who else? Marco?
So much needed moisture is here.
Yes. Yes, we did that water song a couple weeks ago, and we've actually had some intermittent periods of moisture, so keep singing the water song. Who else? Craig?
Feeling better every day now that I'm out of the hospital, so.
Great.
Yay, Craig. We've been sending lots of prayers,
Good.
lots of prayers. Glad to see that prayer
Oh, yeah,
works.
no, I'm just grateful for being here today, you know.
We're grateful that you're
Sure
here,
about you
Mike.
to get out, but
Yeah, thank you. Look at that smiling face back there. I love it. Who else? Yes?
I feel blessed to find this place because I didn't know places like this existed, and it's pretty awesome. So I'm excited to be here.
Well, we're blessed that you're here. Thank you for venturing out today of all days. Thank you. All right, who else? Don't be shy. We all have
I'm
blessings.
grateful for this place as well, and I'm really grateful for Jim and Kelly and all those people that held this place together, the last couple of years and held the faith that, and had the vision that this place would become like it is, and that it's continuing to grow, and it's a very wonderful place of sanctuary and blessings.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
And I'll just add that Mike and Kaya have been here, so I think my batteries might be going dead. That's not surprising, it's Mercury retrograde, right? But, Mike and Kaya have been with us all along, like when we were in transition, and I'll do a quick overview of our annual meeting today, just because you guys are here. And we'll do the more extensive one next week when our whole board and everybody is here, but I can give you a little bit of history and kind of where we've come. Yeah, and so, anybody else? Any blessings?
Well, and I would add to that, Kahu, was an instrumental part in this. He brings a lot of joy and fun energy to this place.
Yep. Kahu Bob was one of our founders and is still hanging out.
I'm still looking
Where?
to be found. As a founder.
And we're thankful.
Founder and instigator.
Thank you. All right, there we go.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, all right. What other blessings do we have today? Well, I personally feel blessed for all of you because you are the reason that we exist. If it wasn't for all of you, we wouldn't need to be here, right? And so, you know, part of our mission is to provide that space and that sanctuary and that place where you can come and feel safe and connect to spirit and just know that you are with like-minded people. And if it wasn't for all of you, we wouldn't be here. So I am thankful for each and every one of you. Anybody else? All right. Well, you can always pipe up later if something comes to mind. We do have some kids here today. I hear them in the other room. We're going to bless the wise ones, but we're also going to bless all of the wise ones in the room because we all started out as this and grew into these amazing wise people. So just simply repeat after me. Wise ones.
Wise ones.
We love you and we bless you.
We love you and we bless you.
As you live, laugh, learn, and grow
As you live, laugh, learn, and grow
in infinite possibilities.
in infinite possibilities.
Emphasis on infinite. Okay? Absolutely. All right, the Black Hills Spiritual Center for Peace is an inclusive, heart-centered community that embraces, inspires, and unites all ages, cultures, and spiritual beliefs by fostering fellowship, growth, and a unified commitment to peace, love, and harmony in a safe and sacred space. We do this by trying to fill the space with kindness and love and authenticity. And we love to encourage each and every person to explore and experience spirituality in their own individual way, because we are all individual beings, spiritual beings living a human experience. So it's not going to be the same for each and every one of us, but we can come together and unite and find the path that works. So I'm just grateful that each and every one of you are here today. And now Jim is going to do our inspired reading.
So, Kelly and I have a spiritual mentor back in Northern California, and every once in a while, I'll wake up to a text, and she's poking me. And she says, okay, well, you gotta read this. So this time, let's see, last week, she pointed me here, and this is out of the Science of Mind book by Ernest Holmes. So this is Kelly's book. So it's kind of beat up, she uses it. So by the way, Kelly passed her test last week as a spiritual practitioner in New Thought. So good job. She has an oral board on Tuesday? Tomorrow, and hopefully she'll get past that and be certified. So yay, Kelly. Okay. So with my mentor, we've been working on my health issues, and this is just something that she thought would be appropriate for me personally. So, thoughts are things. Health and sickness are largely externalizations of our dominant mental and spiritual states. An emotional shock or a mind filled with thoughts of fear have been known to cause a momentary stoppage or acceleration of the heart. Physicians now testify that under emotional stress, particularly anger, the blood leaves a chemical deposit around the joints in the body. Worry, fear, anger, jealousy, and other emotional conditions are mental in their nature, and as such are being recognized as the hidden cause of a large part of all the physical suffering to which the flesh is heir. A normal, healthy mind reflects itself in a healthy body, and conversely, An abnormal mental state expresses its corresponding condition in some physical condition. Thoughts are things. Modern psychology affirms that all the thoughts and emotions that we have experienced since we came into conscious existence are still present in mind. Where ceaselessly active, they manifest themselves as subjective tendencies that mold body in health or sickness, and determine, as well, our reactions to all life and experience. We do not maintain that this or that specific disease is always the result of thinking about such a condition, but we do assert that a prolonged discordant mental state is certain to eventuate in some sort of physical ailment. People have died of great grief, of broken hearts, of outbursts of temper, of deep and continued resentment, of excessive worry, and many other mental states in which there are no specific thought of sickness at all. The point to remember is that all mind activity inevitably tends to create its physical correspondent, so that an unhealthful and morbid mental state projects itself into the physical body. Thoughts are things. They have the power to objectify themselves. Thoughts lay hold of causation and forms real substance. The word of man is the law of his life, under the one great law of all life. Thoughts of sickness can make a man sick, and thoughts of health and perfection can heal him. Thought is the conscious activity of the one thinking and works as he directs, through law, and this law may be consciously set in motion. This law will work for him to the fullest extent of his belief in and understanding of it. The realization of the presence of God is the most powerful healing agency known to the mind of man. Thank you, that was a long one.
And so it is.
And so it is.
You know, that book was written like a really long time ago, and yet, as I have been going through it extensively lately, I find so much is still true today. And there's so much truth in the wisdom of science of mind. So just to kind of touch on that briefly, I am working towards getting my certification as a religious science certified practitioner. We have Warren, who is also an RSCP. And prayer is a really powerful thing. We call it treatment, affirmative prayer. It's a method that is used to activate the essence of spirit into the human so that we can help, just to kind of simplify it. And so when I, in the coming few weeks or a couple months probably, I'm going to be starting up some opportunities for people to go deeper into this teaching and this learning. So I just want to kind of put that out there and get you thinking about it, because it is very, very powerful. It's been very transformational in my life, and I know it's been transformational in other people's lives as well. All right, do we have a song?
We do,
Awesome.
and I know it.
And you know it. All right.
Jim had mentioned Northern California a bit ago, and I had the blessing of living in Northern California in the Bay Area from the early mid-70s about to the mid-80s. When I first moved out there, there was a lot of construction and building going on in every direction, but there were still orchards and vineyards and farmland. And this is a song called Rudy and Rosie. When I heard it, it just really hit my heart. So it's really they're two storytellers. So, there's a northern valley in California where the times are changing a little too fast. Young ones are running for the future, old ones are still dreaming about the past. And all these highways ain't no kind of substitute for the orchards and the fields. The silicon chips are not like trees of fruit. They don't bloom in the springtime or bring their fruit into the fall. Ruby and Rosie, tell me about it all. Ruby and Rosie, they tell me about it all. We gather round for the stories told through the wisdom in their eyes. How we could walk for hours through waist-high flowers, my brothers, my sisters, and I. We've seen hard times, but never like they are now. If you've got good water and clean air, you can make it through somehow. All this progress ain't no kind of substitute for the orchards and the fields. The silicon chips are not like trees of fruit. They don't bloom in the springtime or bring their fruit into the fall. Ruby and Rosie, tell me about it all. Ruby and Rosie, tell me about it all. Blessed are the old ones who know the magic of the earth, and those who share her simple pleasures, who know what the gifts are worth. Say a prayer for the young ones who may never understand. Beneath all the concrete and buildings lies some of the world's most fertile land. All these highways ain't no kind of substitute for the orchards and the fields. The silicon chips are not like trees of fruit. They don't bloom in the springtime or bring their fruit into the field. Ruby and Rosie, tell me about it all. Ruby and Rosie, tell me about it all. Ruby and Rosie.
Oh, that's a new one. I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah, I heard that and it just struck my heart,
Wow.
especially, like I said, I lived in that area and, you know, when I went to work, I was still driving through some farmland and orchards and stuff, that's all gone.
That's not like it used to be, for sure. All right, well, it is time to welcome Warren Ralph, up to the podium for his message this week. And Warren's talks are always inspirational and steeped in new thought wisdom, and I'm sure everybody will find nuggets that they can take away with them. So come on up, Warren.
I don't know, I might be off here. Testing.
Does this one have to be off? Yeah.
No, that's fine.
That's fine.
Several weeks ago, somebody provided feedback to one of my talks, and they said that Warren is so serious. And that is absolutely true. I find this work to be the absolute most serious thing to do. What could be more serious, more important than reducing global suffering? What could be more important than helping people recognize their own magnificence? What could be more important than helping people realize their infinite potential? Having a stronger and stronger connection with Source between all people till we get to a firmer connection of oneness. Although I do realize that for successful ministries, that a lighthearted, inspirational message is generally how you want to be successful. And so I really wanted to give a lighthearted, inspirational session today. Turns out the universe had a different thing in mind. The title of my talk today is Embrace Death. So why is it that nobody's talking about death? You know, it is something that we all have in common, because we all here have been born, and the one thing that is guaranteed is that we're all going to die. And so it's such a fundamental thing to human nature. Why is it that nobody's talking about it in any profound ways? To me, that just seems super odd. One thing could be that our culture is focused on the youth. So everyone here is striving, we put focus on the young, the healthy, the vital, and as people get older, they do all they possibly can to not look old, right? To look young, to have that youthful vitality. That might be one reason why we're not talking about death very often. Also, when we have this youth-focused culture, we kind of hide our old people away in facilities so they don't, bring death to our mind. We hide sick people away in hospitals so we don't have to confront death, so we can just kind of walk around and kind of ignore death. Another reason why a lot of people tend to not talk about death is because the threat of hell and judgment, that can be a scary thing. And also just the fact of possibly not existing anymore. Well, I think that death is currently in the darkness, and things in the darkness can nibble at us, can chew away at us, can bring anxiety into our life, and even in the worst possible scenarios, sometimes it can even bring terror into our lives. I say that we should take death out of the darkness and bring it into the light. Shine a bright light on this thing that is called death and take the power away from it, or at least any negative power. The truth is that you are an eternal being. You are divine. You are one with Source. That's just the way it is. So the whole idea of hell and judgment is just nonsensical for us here, and we know that. Mother, Father, God, we are just simply hairs on the head of that being. So it would be like us going in front of the mirror and saying, oh, this one hair here, you were wrong, you did something wrong, and you deserve to be punished. It's just simply nonsensical. So we don't have to worry about hell. And when it comes to non-existence, I think that we don't really quite understand the truth about life. None of us here has a life. It's not a possession that we have. We cannot lose life because we don't have life. We are life itself. That is the key thing. You cannot lose something that you are. We are, all of us here, actually life itself. And all death is simply a transition of one form of life into another form of life. Death is beautiful in so many different ways. But in this way is that without death, there could be no birth. And what could be more beautiful than a new child, a newborn child smiling at us? Imagine a world where there was no death. Humans would just be stacking up on top of each other, fighting over limited resources with no children around, because where could you stick a child if there's no room to put them? When I was in minister school, I was taking a pastoral care class with this short little 5'2", maybe on a good day, woman called Dr. Patty. She was the most loving, profound presence that I've ever experienced. And she told us so many stories about when she was with people that were passing, and just these glorious, super profound beings of these transition when people go from this life to the next, and what the soul can do, and just these cute little stories of how the soul shows up and energy transfers. I really wish I had a better memory so I could share some of those today with you. But the beauty of death is it allows us to put down our burdens, to take off this possibly old and wore out body, just as an old pair of clothes, to put it down. And to actually let go of all the cares and move into a new world, new body, new wonders. Shock rocker Marilyn Manson has a, and I like to look, has a song called Reflecting God, and that song is awesome for a lot of different ways. But there's actually one line from it that I want to say, is that without the threat of death, there is no reason to live at all. Without the threat of death, there is no reason to live at all. He may have hit on something very powerful. I would go so far to say that death is the critical spice to life. Death is the great motivator because it bookends ourselves and gives us a finite amount of time. And that finite amount of time helps drives us to do more with our time, to treat every heartbeat as if it was precious. Or at least we have an opportunity to do that because death is looming there to stop whatever this plane of existence is for us. And also, death in this finite amount of time gives us purpose and meaning in life, because we can literally derive meaning because there is a death. Imagine, if you will, that you lived an infinite amount of time, or at least centuries, thousands of years. If you lived thousands, tens of thousands of years, how long would it be until what you enjoy right now would lose its luster? How long would it be until everything that you know loses its luster? I'd say that death is not only beautiful, but death is also the primary benefit for being on this plane of existence. I'm going to share with you now a powerful meditation. We're not going to actually do the meditation because it might not be appropriate for some of the people here. But this meditation is you go to a deep level where you're connected truly with Source, and you see your dead body in front of you. And then you see that body go through every stage of decomposition until there's nothing but bones, and then the bones go into dust, and then the dust blows away in the wind. And then what you're left with is just this empty field and awareness. And you recognize that you are awareness, this self, that you are infinite. There is no end to you. You are not your body. You will continue on. It's a powerful meditation that can allow people to get over any fears of death and then actually find a more profound connection with Source. If anyone really wants to try that meditation sometime, get a group of people together, just let me know, and we'll find a safe place and try it out. I want to tell you a secret about myself, that I am literally a tourist here. This lifetime of mine, it seems so much easier than other people. That everything just works for me. I had a mother that loved and accepted me just the way I am. I've had so many different successes in life. And so the reason why I am here is that I was born when computers were just hitting people's households. And so I was growing up with computers as that first generation of having this computer in one's life. And so I was literally programming computers when I was like 10 years old, and I've always got so much out of them. And I've dedicated most of my life, the last 30 years, into exploring computers in so many different ways. I've wrote over 1 million lines of code. I've created several software packages from scratch. I've also troubleshooted some of the most complex software problems that you can have. So for me, computers were a way for me to just truly engage in this life. And when you graduate from college, right when the World Wide Web is coming out and is gaining traction, it's just a great career to have because you get to see, you get to grow with it. One of my earliest memories, and I don't have many childhood memories, but one of my earliest childhood memories is being in front of my kindergarten with a friend of mine. And my friend had this little truck, and you could program this truck. You could tell it to go forward, when to turn left, turn right, go backwards. You could literally program this truck. And I thought, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I can have complete control over this object. And I was just smitten. And then my first video game that I've ever seen, I was at a neighbor's house and they had an Atari, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what is this? Let me play. I was too young and the boys wouldn't let me play, but I got to see Pong and I got to see this Atari in action. And I was just like, wow, I've got to do more of that. And boy, I did do more of that. I spent as Ruth could tell, I spent a significant amount of my last 45 years playing video games and doing that. And one thing I can say is that just a couple of years ago, I got my first virtual reality headset. So even though I've been playing video games for 40 years, I put on this virtual reality headset and I'm looking around and I'm seeing a sci-fi landscape, something that could never exist on this planet, and it just awe and wonder. And I look down at my hands and there's a lightsaber in each hand and I'm about ready to do battle with Darth Vader. And for me, that was just a profound experience of joy and wonder, of just to play in this new technology and just to fully experience it. It was just awesome. We all have a reason to be alive right now. What is yours? One healthy practice that I have, that I'd like to share with everybody, I feel very strongly in this practice, is to look forward to death, just a little bit. Because when you look forward to something, it takes the dread out of it, it takes the fear out of it. It's hard to be scared of something that you're looking forward to, even if it's just a little bit. Sometimes, not very often, I consider what my next life will be like. I can see myself on a, well, not this skin, but whatever skin I happen to be wearing at the time, on a generational starship flying from the Earth to some other planet to inhabit. And I'd be the lucky generation, not the generation that was born and died on the starship, making everything possible. Thank you so much, everybody. But the generation that actually got to land on the planet, to be able to take ancient pioneering techniques and combine it with limited high tech and just be a pioneer, growing a family and growing community and maybe potentially sharing oneness on a new planet somewhere else in the universe. What is your next life? What wonders and incredible things are in store for you? The future and the past can be fun to think about, but it is not the now. So I would still highly recommend that keep the thinking of the future, keep you thinking of the past to a minimum, and focus on the here and now where life truly is. This is where the fountain of all love, joy, harmony, peace is experienced now in the present moment. So I call upon all of you to embrace death. Bring death into the light where it cannot hide. Eliminate any power that death may have over your life, and thrive in the now. Let's move into prayer. O Mother, Father, God, O source of all things, this light of wonder and infinite possibility. So many things that we can't even comprehend are already out there waiting for us. This infinite power, I know, flows through each and every one of us. For everyone here, everyone that has always existed, has been divine. They've been completely empowered by the source that is all things. There's no way to take the divinity out of any one of us because we are all simply two sides of that same exact divine coin. I know that we all here have divine courage to confront anything in our lives, that this divine courage and this divine wisdom are with us at all times, making the most and best divine decision that we possibly can at any given time. This divine courage empowers us, this divine wisdom is there, the source of all things is always right next to us. You just have to simply put out your hand, and the source of all things is there to uplift you and support you in every way that you need. I'm so very grateful for this infinite presence, for this infinite divine courage and wisdom that is in, through, and as all of us at all times. I'm just so very grateful. I release this word into the great doer, the law, that always says yes, knowing with absolute certainty the good work is already done. Please join me in proclaiming, and so it is.
So it is.
Thank you, Warren. A couple things that popped into my mind as Warren was talking is that even in this lifetime, we all can shed an old skin and transform into something new. We have free will, we have choice, And the choice is always ours. We can either stay in whatever, or we can choose to move ahead, do something different, be somebody different. And I think we all naturally move through a lot of various stages in life, through what we might call seasons. And that's a great process as well. So just embrace your opportunities and think about what's your purpose. And so there was a lot of good points in there. So thank you, Warren. I really appreciate it. And that's what I like, walking away with something in my mind going, what could that be? So, all right. We're going to move into our time of joyful giving. And this is an opportunity for you to share and tithe to the center. Our purpose here is supported by your contributions. And so I'm going to do a quick intention, and you can just quickly repeat after me. With my gift,
With my gift,
I energize my intention.
I energize my intention.
I nurture my community,
I nurture my community,
and I enliven the vision for the world.
and I enliven the vision for the world.
I give freely and joyfully,
I give freely and joyfully,
as I welcome ever-expanding good into my life.
as I welcome ever-expanding good into my life.
And so it is.
And so it is.
So as you come up, you can bless the bowl, you can leave something in the bowl, the blue bowl. Ooh, that's warm. And then you can grab an affirmation, and they're always different, and they are, whichever one you grab is the perfect one for you. So we'll take a few minutes while Bob plays a song. And then when we come back to our seats, I'm just gonna do a quick announcements and kind of an overview of what we had hoped to talk about today for our annual meeting. And then we will go adjourn to the other room and have lunch.
Every ray of sunshine, every drop of rain, every time the wind blows, I hear your name. Every time a flower grows, oh, a baby cries. Everything that's young and old will live and die. I don't know what's out there, way behind the sun. I've got a feeling that we're not the only one. I can see miracles happening all the time. I can see eternity working it out. I was just a thinking, just the other day, about another universe not so far away. Well, maybe I'm an alien from a neighborhood star, and maybe I'll just fly away on a slide guitar. Well, I don't know what's out there, way behind the sun. I've got a feeling that we're not the only one. I can see miracles every drop of rain. Every time the wind blows, I hear your name.
Right, that was awesome. Thank you, Bob.
Sure.
Yeah, that's great. All right, so, this point, I normally do a few announcements, and I've been trying to kind of simplify the announcement process, because we always have a lot going on here, and sometimes my poor little brain gets tired. So, I'm gonna start by saying that I've started utilizing the board in the hallway. So, hopefully you can read my handwriting. We'll try to keep that updated and going continuously. Other ways that you can engage with us is our Facebook page, Black Hills Spiritual Center for Peace. And if you would like that, and I would recommend that you also do follow, because when I post an event or something, it will automatically go to followers. And then a lot of times people say, oh, I didn't see it. Well, it's there, but if you follow, the algorithm and everything tends to pop it up for you a little bit easier. So the Facebook page. We have a website, bhspiritualcenter.org, and on that page, we have a calendar. And so you can go to the calendar and see when the events are, and I do have somebody who's just starting to help me keep that updated, so that's a blessing. And we also have our YouTube, and we have an Instagram. And I have somebody who's gonna be helping me keep those updated as well, and I'm super excited for that, so,
Can I just butt
AJ
in
in the
here
back,
for a
yes,
second?
please.
Kelly does more than anybody could ever imagine in relation to what we have going on here at the center. And if you have any feelings whatsoever about helping out in any way, particularly with administrative stuff, please see Kelly, because she can use the support and so can we. But there's so much going on that just even makes a Sunday happen that really falls on her. And so if you have an idea that you'd like to help out somewhere, please let us know.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. So, yes, for those of you who are new here, I'm Kelly Webb, and I am the head dishwasher and other things. So I try to keep everything organized and flowing smoothly, and things do occasionally fall through the cracks. I always tell people, if you've said something to me and you don't see it happening, don't worry about poking me. It's okay, because I do forget sometimes. Things happen. So let's see. So that's how you can keep in touch with us and know what's going on. We do have our Sunday service every week. We have been starting with Qigong at 9 a.m., which is a great movement thing to kind of get your energy flowing and wake you up. And it's our intention to continue that, but also to expand upon it a little bit. So in a few weeks, we'll be coming up with something that might have times that work out better for people. More extensive classes. It's also our intention to start having more educational type classes. One of the things that today was supposed to be our annual meeting. And so my printer quit working last night, so I don't have my sheet printed out, and most of our board is not here. Actually, other than me, all of our board is not here. But that's okay, because we have one in Custer, one out in Keystone. Everybody's spread out, and the weather is bad, so it's fine. But we were gonna go over our financials and also a list of accomplishments. And then, like Bob suggested or said, if anybody wants to step into sacred service, I bet we can find something for you to do.
Or if you have a service you'd like to offer
Yes,
as well.
yes. So Wednesdays lately have been our big night, midweek, and we try to have something every Wednesday. It started with Bob and Reverend Danielle. She's one of our board members, and she's our secretary, and they started what we call the Sound Sanctuary. So we usually clear the floor, and they set up a sound bath, and Bob brings in his flutes, and it's an amazing hour of just bliss.
It's Kaya this week, isn't it?
The 25th.
25th.
Kaya will be doing it on the 25th, yes. And she's excited.
So are we.
So are we, yes, absolutely. So, you know, we have a variety of people who offer different things. This coming Wednesday, we'll have Heather, who has been doing what we call the Dream Sharing Circle. And it has been amazing. We've been doing this since October. And people come in and they sit and we talk about dreams. And, you know, she's has education in this area, so she can speak to it much better than I can, but, you know, how our dreams speak to us, information that we can get from our dreams. If you've been in a dream drought, like I had been for a really long time, since I've been coming to those sessions with Heather, I actually have had some really insightful dreams. It's been very interesting. So anyhow, not to keep talking about that, but Wednesday nights are kind of our big night. We've had classes. Vernon over here had done a prosperity class for us a few months ago, and he'll be offering another one coming up probably starting mid-April. We all want more prosperity, right? We just finished Magic Mala, which was a great class, and it tied in so well with not only what we do here, but how it ties into how our thoughts and different things create our experience in life. And so all of these things come together. And then we'll be offering some things about religious science, and there's just gonna be a whole bunch that's gonna come up. So it's a really, really exciting time.
Last Monday, Marco led us in a nice drum circle.
Yes, we've been doing a monthly drum circle, and Marco, so over here we have Marco and Norma, and they are in our band, the Impromptus. Brandon Sterling is our board member and our music director. He's taking a couple of Sundays off because he works really, really hard. And so they are vocals and instrumental in our band, which has been amazing. And we always invite people, if you have an instrument or if you are interested in just singing or whatever, it's very fun. There's room for everybody to be able to do that, so.
Also, if I may say, Vernon also occasionally does a spirit gallery.
Yes, he does.
Which is, that's keep an eye on the board for Vernon and the
Yep,
things that he
we
does.
have done a, Lori Eichert, who is our treasurer, she and Vernon get together and do galleries on
It's
occasion.
freaky stuff.
And it's really fun. It's really fun, yeah.
It is fun.
And there was something else. Oh, I want to introduce Chris back there. Chris has been running our Freedom Path, which is our 12-step program.
Chris.
Hey, Chris. And he just does that. Like, I don't have to get involved in that. He just takes care of it. So that, I really appreciate that.
And fixes doors.
And fixes doors. He's a little bit of a handyman.
Hang
Marco's a
signs,
little bit of an
doors out.
electrician for us. And so Freedom Path, we used to do it on Tuesdays. We've now moved it to Fridays from 5:30 to 6:30. And that has opened it up for a few more people too. We had a couple here on Tuesday who didn't get the memo apparently, but hopefully they came yesterday. Or no, day before yesterday. So I don't have my list here, but we organized as a spiritual center in September of 2024. We established our bylaws, did all the stuff. We are a 501c3 nonprofit, so all of your tithes and donations and whatever are all tax deductible. And if you do PayPal or write a check or something, we are able to keep track of that for you, so we can give you that statement at the end of the year. But if you choose to do cash, that's great. We'll just know that you're gonna take care of that yourself if you choose to include that in your taxes. So there is that. I know I have a whole list of things, but I'm not gonna spend a lot of time talking about it. We will go over it next Sunday when the weather is better and more people can be here. So I just want to thank you all for being here today. Coming out in the weather, I see the sun is coming out now, and I know the snow is going to melt off quickly. We won't even have to shovel the driveway. That'll be great. And but we did bring our shovels
Yeah,
though.
we
This is my husband Jim. And he's a very good helper. And he pulls me up when I'm in a frenzy or whatever and tells me to take a breath. So it's all good. And I want to thank Warren for his talk today.
Excellent talk.
Thank you very much.
Thank Ruth for driving Warren
Yes,
into town.
thank you for venturing out. They live out in Pringle, so they've come a long way,
Yeah, so there's no excuses for those people in Custer and Keystone.
Right? And I want to thank Bob for being here with me. And Bob will be here again next Sunday as well. I will be speaking next Sunday. And I want to thank our food delivery. That was a great surprise. And we appreciate the luck of the Irish coming in and joining us today.
Those two back there that brought the food, Greg and Vernon, are every bit as mischievous as they look.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So, we like food, just so you guys are new. First Sunday of every month is potluck. So we'll be doing that in a couple weeks. And then we have been doing periodic burgers and dog type things in between. Jim steps up and helps with the grill. And we always need grill helpers, okay? Always need people on the grill. And,
We wanna
yeah, so
thank
we'd like to
Kaya
eat.
for her beautiful
Yes,
meditation
Kaya did a
today.
beautiful meditation, thank you. Thank you so much, and thank all of you for coming out today. Yes?
Can we send some positive energy to you coming up this Tuesday for your oral?
Oh, thank you. I will receive that. I will receive that. It's been a long time coming. That is it's a 4-year course of study. So it
That's
takes a
taken
long,
5.
and I'm a little bit longer because I got involved with the spiritual center. So, but that was by choice. So thank you. I appreciate that. All right, everybody. Well, let's just all open our hands and open our hearts. Take a nice deep breath in and receive the essence of spirit that flows in, through, and around each and every one of us. I know today that each person has heard what they need to hear. They have felt what they need to feel. And that spirit flows always. It lives within us. We carry it with us everywhere we go. And we are so grateful for knowing this, for feeling it, for receiving it. And I am just grateful. I am grateful for each and every one of you. I'm grateful for all the hands that step up and make this center, the center of Rapid City, of the Black Hills, and beyond. And I just simply say thank you as we lift this into the law, knowing that everything is done, it is perfect, and it is just continuing to grow and grow and grow, because really it happens now and in the next moment and in the next moment. Together we say, and so it is. All right.